Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour chart. So yes, after a bit of interesting shenanigans price action wise yesterday into the Fed. Yeah, obviously a rally up on the initial 75 basis points, and then obviously a bit of a move up again, a wick up on just something Jerome Powell said initially in his speech, and then yes, slammed back down, taken out our last couple of recent lows, which is obviously a turn up for the books there, even taking out these lows as well, although we're below this one anyway, and then also not getting too far away from this low, which is obviously our most recent low of this bear market. But yeah, big pullback, and we are now attempting to retrace. Do we have a pocket of time, 2 week, a 2 week window to actually try and climb that wall of worry whilst we await the next CPI number? We shall have to see, but obviously it's encouraging to see this bounce that we didn't get follow through after taking out this low. It's just a textbook liquidity grabs to the upside, to the downside, and now we'll see what happens. Now we've cleared out obviously some of the high leverage traders anyway, at least. So obviously all to play for here. If we get back above this resistance, above basically 20,000, just over 20,000, then yeah, we could be looking relatively good for a move up over the next couple of weeks. Maybe it just gets us back up towards this overhead resistance around 23,000, and then we get rejected, and then see what happens at that point. But it is on the cards at the moment. Let's have a look at a not very good looking chart here though. This is the Ethereum Satoshi pairing. This is probably an important level that we need to realistically hold around here. Not doing too well at the moment, so yeah, not looking good. I did mention in yesterday's video, just looking at the wider formation here, whilst we can still cling on to the top half of this accumulation or distribution, whatever you want to call it, we're never going to hold the top half of it. Is not going to be looking too bad, and that is what we're on the borderline of breaking down to the lower half. Let's have a look at S&P. We're on a daily here. Let's go back to the 4-hour. It's attempting a bounce, but it is extremely anemic at the moment. So it's got to, realistically it has to get back above these highs here of around 39.20, and if it does, it's got a shot of breaking above the resistance at 4,000 and then making a move just back into this range. However, we are very close to these lows. We have had a very significant rally from our first sweep of the lows. Sorry, for our first low we put in, not a sweep of the lows, and we are actually getting dangerously close to that now. So people are going to start buying. Is this going to bounce? We shall have to see. Or are we actually going to take out these lows? Something that I didn't expect, that I don't think lots of people didn't expect. Obviously lots of people were expecting it, and you get obviously the doomers that are predicting way lower prices, and for sure 3,200, 3,300 is on the cards. Now we are looking like we have a good shot of taking out these lows. We are quite close to it. Yeah, we got a good chance of taking out these lows. If we do open up significant downside. So yeah, this 2 week window where we won't really get much in the way of important news, other than potentially some company earnings might come in. But yeah, we've got a mount a comeback here. DXY did spike into the 11.5, actually above 11.5 actually. Yeah, we did spike all the way up to nearly 112. Had a pullback at the moment. However, this is a very bullish chart. Is this going to be the point that it reverses? It's unlikely chart wise. But yeah, this is not looking very good at all. The 10-year just maintaining its is ever so reliable climb to the upside. Not ideal to see that either. USD Japanese yen though, and did basically spike up and spike back down. If this had put in a high, this could obviously be relatively good for basically the DXY going down. This is obviously a decent sized portion of the DXY. We've sort of got this hockey stick. We cannot continue straight up like this. So yeah, is this going to reverse around here? I mean, we shall have to see. It's not necessarily going to happen. Obviously Euro USD looking particularly awful as well. I mean, yeah, not too much looking great. Let's go to Ethereum. 13, like Ethereum trying to recover a $1,300 level at a particularly important level well, you call it support. We've actually broke through, but so maybe it's resistance. Maybe we're just still flirting with the area at the moment. But yeah, at a particularly important level, 1300. We'll draw a nice little box here just to highlight it. But yeah, particularly important level. We don't realistically want to be fully holding below and accelerating away from this level, because we don't realistically leave ourselves many more levels of support before we can come all the way down to basically our recent lows down here. So yeah, I mean, that is the next stop pretty much. If we don't hold this support level, the next stop is practically going to be taking out these lows, and then yeah, we'll be heading down. Well, we could even have a sub $700 Ethereum. Would that potentially be a gift? Yeah. Would I particularly mind? It wouldn't be. It would be painfully getting down there, but if we are to get down there, I don't see that it's the worst scenario that could happen. There is plenty money on the sidelines in various places from various people that could find its way into Ethereum at these levels, especially post successful merge. So it could be a good trade. Obviously, miners have been dumping, which is to be expected, and also, I mean, they could be getting hunted out. Their stacks of Ethereum could be getting hunted by some bigger whales that are trying to get them to puke their Ethereum, and then basically put in a strong bottom, maybe taking out these lows, and then we just basically take a nice straight shot to the moon. Potential scenario there. What else do you want to look at? We'll look at. I forgot to get the stochastics up anyway. I forgot to get them up again. Let's go to our indicator settings. Here we go. Is it gonna load up? Oh no, these are the candles. These are the indicators, aren't they? I did save the stochastic on here. I don't know why it keeps disappearing though. It is quite somewhat annoying. I think we just need to adjust these settings slightly on this as well. Where's the settings? Oh, it's here, isn't it? Settings. I think we changed this to about 5. Just smooths it out a bit. Yeah, so there we go. 4 hour is pointing down, but looking to potentially try and turn back up here. 12 hour turned up from a low level, so we have got 12 hour support. Could be enough actually to break us back through this $20,000 level if it continues to the upside. Daily is still pointing down though. However, we would hope that 12 hour can drag through to the daily, especially if we are gonna basically continue up here with price action and not just get whacked down, take out these lows and continue to the downside. If it's a hold around here or push up, push onwards, then yeah, daily will turn back up, so that won't be so bad. Buy daily turning down, but kind of losing its downward momentum. 3 day pretty much freshly turned down. 5 day not looking too bad, could potentially get going to the upside. Weekly is pointing down. Bi-weekly is not doing a lot, but is at a low level. And monthly again not doing a lot, but at a low level. So as I've been saying for a while, we probably are going to be due a decent medium-term bounce at some point. It is purely a question of where that bounce will come from, because it could very easily come from. It could easily come from here. It could come from 17.5. It could come from 16.5. It could come from even as low as 15 or 14. But once we do get there, we put in that bottom. We do start to turn those these stochastics around, and we do start to get a decent bounce underway. Yeah, it could be a pretty significant move, and then we'll just have to see whether it turns into a new bull run, very optimistically speaking there, or whether it just gives us a nice move, maybe above our recent highs, but if it comes from here, then yeah, that is likely, because we are still within this sideways range to then turn back up. We got a shot of taking out these highs, but if it is to come from a lower level, it may literally be I mean, if we come down from to come down to 14, 15,000, a very significant bounce could be just into the $20,000. That is well, potentially major support. In the larger time frame, I know that we've got wicks on dailies and dailies below it now, weeklies below it now. However, on the larger time frame, we are still holding in and around the $20,000 level. So that major area of support could become a major area of resistance if we were to rally from, say, 14, 15,000, and then yeah, get rejected and come back down to absolute goblin town. So yeah. Sorry, I don't have too much more optimistic things to say, but however, we got a shot of getting back up with 20,000, and then obviously higher if we turn these medium term stochastics around, and yeah, we do have a 2-week window of just relative respite from the selling. So yeah, there we go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.